I wanted to give you an object lesson that would help you approach the idea of different first vision accounts, because that's something that's very transparent on the church website. It's been transparent for a long time, and you can actually go and study them. You can even study a lot of the secondary accounts, and I think we want to encourage our kids to do that. You actually see it in the Come Follow Me manual this week, this encouragement to understand that there are many accounts and why there are many accounts. So I wanted to create an object lesson that opens that conversation for you. And I thought a flip book would do the trick. Because if you've seen a flip book before, that's when you have a whole bunch of different still images that when you put them together and you flip through them, you get a story. And that's sort of what I see when it comes to the first vision accounts. We don't have any full story. In fact, in the printable, I decided instead of focusing in on Joseph like you normally would in a first vision artwork, I thought it would be cool to focus on the grove itself. I, in my mind, visualize a bird flying out of the grove as this darkness comes in and the light descends. So in the flip book, you're going to see that occur, this darkness that kind of dissipates and then this light that pours in and what it does to these birds. The reason I chose to put these little cardinals in is because I wanted something that your kids could see very clearly that changes from one page to the next. And the birds flapping their wings provided that for me. So you're going to break this apart at first. When your kids first start assembling it, they need to put things in order. Each of the pages has a little number in the corner, so it's pretty easy to sort them. But you're going to see that each one of those pages offers a slightly different vantage point of the story. It gives you a bigger context. But none of these pages gives you all of the story. In fact, what you learn in the verses this week is that Joseph says that the Lord had many other things that he taught him that day. We don't have a record of what those things are. You have different accounts where you get a little more detail here and there, but there could be many things that Joseph didn't write down for anyone other than himself that he learned that day in the grove. But what he did teach us is that here's all these vantage points so that you can come to understand my story. You can understand the truth that I understood, that the heavens are open, God the Father and Jesus Christ are real, they love you, and they answer your prayers. That's what you see when you flip through the book. You get all those little snippets and they become something full and enough. Not the whole story, but enough that you can see the point. That's the idea. I did want to give you some options. So on the printable, in addition to this full color pretty one that kind of shows the first vision, in case you're a seminary teacher and you have to print like 30 of these or even 15 of these, I wanted to give you an easy print version. So there's also a version that's just black and white and it shows a man jumping over a hole and then these alligators, just because I thought it would be fun, these alligators kind of trying to chomp him in the process. So if you want to give your kids one of each, or maybe you have this one as a demonstration that you create and then you send them home with the other one. I think all of them teach this idea of line upon line learning. In fact, on the alligator printable, that's the verse I put on so that your kids can understand that this is how God teaches in layers. Joseph came to an understanding about the first vision in layers. What he understood at 14 was different than what he understood 18 years later and different than what he understood at the end of his life. Same story, just different vantage points. And hopefully the flip book will help you get your kids' ideas settled on that concept.